Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had it out. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there were winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova in the sky. Up the dawn and ask her why. A dream, she never dies. Wipe that tear away.
Song choice was Sea Dogs, by the way.
Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide. Champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova. 'Cause people believe that they're gonna get away from the sun. Special people change. How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide. Champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova. 'Cause people believe that they're gonna get away from the sun. But you and I will live in time. The world's still spinning round. We don't know
The Bro Brothers have monkeypox.
Do you know what independence looks like, bro? You're staring at it.
Yo, 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 what's up, bros and broettes? Welcome to episode number 46 of the ACC show with me and your boy C-Dog. What's up, C-Dog? You there?
Yeah, man, what's up?
How's it going? Were you in your car or something?
No, you screwed around so long, I'm actually home now.
Oh, I screwed around so long. What are you talking about? 710.
No, I'm just playing.
People are complaining about your song choice.
What do you mean, my song choice?
You didn't say in the chat on the call-in show on Friday night that, or maybe it wasn't the call-in show, maybe it was during I don't know. It was one of my streams last week that you were a big Oasis fan.
Oh, hell yeah, I love Oasis.
Yeah, so I pay attention. Sue me.
Well, I mean, that's cool. I thought, are you not an Oasis fan?
I mean, they're all right. I mean, hell, I got their music clearly. I've got, whatever that album is. I don't even know what the album is, but
Here, let me in the back. Switch me out real quick.
Oh, switch you out of StreamYard? I don't know what he wants. There he is.
Hey.
Yeah.
So I just want you to switch my phone and my thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so yeah, I don't think I've picked any music since the show's conception. I think I want Greta Van Fleet every week, which is actually not a bad assumption.
Well, most of what I've picked, I'm assuming that you like. I mean, a couple times I've just played what I wanted to, but
well, yeah, that's fine. You do like every other week, right?
No,
Isn't that what you do?
I do mostly for you.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, very thoughtful person.
I was singing the whole time of Oasis. Who has a problem with Oasis?
Well, Traveling Fools was saying it was Midol music.
Midol music.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, he was probably singing along with it.
Dude, that song is amazing.
Which one?
Champagne Super. Well, both of them.
Yeah.
Champagne Supernova is one of my favorite songs. I love that song. Yeah, I love it. They kick ass.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome everybody to the show. Of course, we're going to do like we do every single weekend. You never sent me those things, but I can pull it up anyway somehow.
Oh, sorry. I actually have it ready. Here, let me just send it to you while you're doing Cheers to Chat.
Yeah, do that. All right.
I don't think I have this past week's results, but I do. But we can use last week's and use our imagination.
Okay.
There's X's there.
All right.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
But in the meantime, so what we're going to do is we're going to, of course, bring the panel on eventually here. ACC people. We got a bunch of people in the back, the normal suspects. And we'll talk about last week's games, and then we'll project and speculate on this week's games. You know what, C-Dog? There's 7 undefeated teams in the ACC right now. Huh? But that's about to all change because they're all about to start playing each other. But I thought I'd go ahead and point that out. Yeah, you got to look for the positives wherever they are, sir.
Yeah, I agree.
In the meantime, let's see. Cheers to the chat. We do have some good games this weekend. Traveling Fools is here. He says, yo, 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 yo. Ultra Maga Dog. Luke Walker, the Nature Boy. He says, hell yeah, I'm ready for some football talk. Well, you came to the right place, my friend.
You came to the best damn fucking show you're ever going to see about talking about football, okay?
There you go. Jordan Bowman, Ray Bob. Ray Bob has 2 first names. Matt Dummett is here. Tiger fan from Soonerland says, what's up? Nick DTV, Hurricane Speed Jr., Brad Pitt, A Ohio, not the Ohio or an Ohio, it's A Ohio. And he says, yo, 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 I'm officially on vacation on the way to Columbus for the blackout game against Wisconsin. That ought to be fun. The blackout game, is that the one time a year that they wear their all black uniforms? I'm assuming it is, right? I mean, most of the time they either wear the scarlet or white jerseys, if I'm not mistaken. Kirby's Visor is here. Say this song live 2000. Oh, saw this song live in 2000 Music Meltdown. So he's an Oasis fan. There you go.
Hell yeah, dude. Oasis is awesome.
Brent Moritz says, go Pack. You're definitely going to have to come on the show next week because next week is NC State week for Clemson. Dog behind enemy lines. Yeah, they were getting high. I don't know if you knew it, but they were getting high. I mean, clearly they were getting high. He said it 100 times. Raj Light. What's up, you bad mother effers? What's up, Raj?
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
Rick Sanchez is here. Sorgy Stories. Peninsula. Vandy Dandy. Sea-Dog still thinks Georgia Tech is better than Vanderbilt.
They are. God dang, Vanderbilt's terrible.
Vanderbilt is pretty terrible.
Fucking pipe down.
Miyagi. What's up, pimps and pimpettes, he says. Yes. Talk is Pitt. Sea-Dog looks like Jack Black trying to lose weight. What?
What?
I'm just reading the chat, bro.
Good job.
Chase Woods, let the big dog eat. Kentucky Fry, what's up? Pro Potato. College football fan, Clemson is the best team. Well, you're a Clemson fan, just like me. Whether they're the best team or not, I don't know about all that. Where did I have them on my rankings today? 7 right now. I know I'm a traitor and a defector. That's what they keep telling me. Okie is here. Wilkie. Pack-a-lack. Pack-a-lack says, first L incoming. Who's he talking to?
Talking to you, bud.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Who, to Wake Forest? Man, stop it.
Well, his name's Pack-a-lack, so.
I agree, says, hello, Walmart Uncle Lou. Well, guess what? You're here to watch Walmart Uncle Lou. And I got the red light special, bitch. So hang around. All right.
He is not anything like Lou.
Well, Uncle Lou does have a college football channel. You know that?
That is true.
He does.
You might as well be his twin.
Right. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Have you sent those to me yet? Because in the meantime...
yeah, so actually, you screwed around so long, I had time to X's on there, so I sent you that too.
Oh, all right. Well, while I'm getting all that ready and posted, that'll take me about a minute. Let's bring on the panel, shall we?
All right.
We
fired the graphics guy. We got a new graphics guy. He was able.
Well, I fired the graphics guy.
He was actually able to put the correct week on these graphics too. So we're running a professional gig here.
In the meantime, we got Jordan Bowman. We have Luke Walker. We have 2 true Seminoles, which means one of them is one of those 9-year-olds that likes to put his wee-wee on stream. And then we have Slim Shady Canes. What's up, gentlemen?
What's up, guys?
Okay, that's the real.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, he showed himself. So this other guy is fake. So we'll go ahead and get rid of him.
Said you win this time, Pete.
Oh.
Sounds like a comic book villain.
Yeah. He's twirling his mustache.
You win this time, Pete.
Yeah.
Team Rocket blasting off again.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Hey, what's up?
Oasis is to music what Georgia Tech is to football.
Wow.
Ouch. Well, I mean, I can't really comment on that because I only know Wonderwall. That's the only song I know.
I want a Miami fan to have a good taste in music or football.
I have great taste in music.
Ooh. Pete.
Well, you don't like
Metallica's the greatest selling band ever, sir.
Yeah, too bad I can't play their music on YouTube.
Hey,
Well, because Lars Ulrich's a douchebag.
Yeah.
Dude, Oasis kicks ass, man. They're the last band that, is all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
I would like to say thank you to Raj real quick for the PayPal. You're amazing and fantastic, buddy. What did he say here? I don't know if he said anything. Dang it. Now it wants me to... Hold on. Just go as you were. But thank you, Raj. Shit.
Yeah, back to Oasis sucking balls.
I don't know. I can't comment on that. I don't know any Oasis songs.
Whatever, man.
I'm like Jordan. I only know Wonderwall.
They're good, dude.
Well, you guys are young. I mean, that's understandable. And that song is what? When did that come out? Let's take a guess. Let me see if I can guess the year. I'm going to say 1997 or 6.
That's the year I was born.
I don't know if I'm right at all. That's just what I'm guessing.
I was born in 97. Oasis is just as old to me as Van Halen.
I'm seeing 94, 95, 97. Hell. I don't know.
Nobody knows.
It's 95.
Is it? You just Googled it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I believe Jordan.
Actually.
I was
agree,
pretty
but
close.
I was about 30 years off.
So I was 15 years old.
I was -8 years old.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm in the negatives, buddy.
95 was a terrible year. My sister was born that year.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
That's messed up, man.
Well, such is life.
Yeah.
We were swimming around in the...
Well, usually when people tell me their sibling sucks, like when an adult tells me their sibling sucks, I believe them.
Yeah, well, she married a meth head that left her for his cellmate, so...
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
She's an
wow.
idiot.
Because usually it's like, I mean, I don't trust like a kid when they say it, but like usually like siblings, like when they're adults, they usually stay close
I got a sibling
unless they
that sucks.
were actually really shitty. So I typically believe them.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't like my sister, but she's an idiot. That's all.
Well,
My
that's
brother's a complete idiot.
Clemson has sucked every year since Ohio State crushed them in the playoffs. All 1 year.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
The funny thing is that since that game was played, Clemson and Ohio State have lost the same amount of games.
Shocker.
Wow.
Last year, neither Clemson nor Ohio State played for their conference championship. Neither made the playoff. Neither even won their division. I mean, you
Wow.
tell me who sucks.
Oof.
I'm almost done here, guys. I promise.
The only difference is Clemson didn't lose to their most hated rival. So
True. Ohio State's most hated rival is a little better than Clemson's, though.
yeah, but that helped. You don't need to add that. That doesn't help my argument.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that point.
All right.
And they lost
Anything
to a
else?
Pac-12. They lost to a Pac-12 team at home too. So
Anything else you want to argue about, C-Dog? I'll be passing your house here in about 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh.
oh, well, Slim. Actually, I'm going to need an apology from you because last week you got on me for predicting Texas A&M to beat Miami. I want to know what
He's owed me an apology about App State for 2 weeks. So
I don't know Luke Walker shit. And why should I owe you an apology for getting on to you about the prediction? I mean, that's why I was just getting on you for the prediction.
Yeah.
A little faith would have been nice. You don't have to be right all the time.
No, but you said you were going.
He said a little
You couldn't
faith
wait
would be
till
nice.
next week when you would chew me out.
Actually, I invited you to come on the Mark Rogers channel, me and Traveling Fools post-game show.
Well, I was doing my own post-game show. I was doing the Clemson post-game show.
Man, you guys are on the Miami channel over there?
Yes, we are.
I didn't know that.
I was even on it.
He's letting anybody on there these days.
I even ended up on it somehow last week.
I seen that. I was like, what's Pete doing on here?
Well,
The Mark Rogers comment section is where you find the crazy Miami fans.
Pinecone.
I
I got called a hater for saying they were going to lose to Alabama last year.
No. Let's be honest here. I mean, compared to Alonzo's comment section, Mark Rogers' comment section is a bunch of rocket scientists.
Even Coach Coop's comment section, like, he has to talk to them like they're 3 years old. It's funny. It is so funny how he.
He has to talk them off the ledge after he predicts them to go 9-3.
Yeah. Like now I know that's.
I know you guys think we're making the playoffs.
Yeah. Jesus.
Real quick, thank you, Shane Bentley, for the super chat. The only good Oasis song is Champagne Supernova. Wonderwall was overplayed as much as every Maroon 5 song. Well,
okay, do people only know those two songs? Like, they have so many songs that are really good.
I'm telling you,
Like, what
I
about
only know Wonderwall. So the second
Like,
song
Hello?
was new to me.
Yeah, I don't know the second.
Sea-Dog,
Don't Look
there's
Back in
like
Anger?
Sea-Dog, there's like 6 people other than you that will sit there and just jam Oasis and Matchbox 20 all day.
I don't get. I mean,
The other 5 are in jail. No, I'm kidding.
Don't Look Back in Anger. She's Electric. Rock and Roll Star. Supersonic. Hello. Like, come on.
I didn't know any of those songs.
They're all really good. I don't know what.
So-
I don't know what,
Raj, it must be his birthday today. He told me to check my text. Let me do that real quick.
well, happy birthday, Raj.
He says, all right, so I'll play it for you, Raj. I'm not gonna. I'll play it at the end of the show because I already did the intro. He says, "Play Dead and Bloated by STP. Turned 40 today, and that's how I feel. Dead and bloated." Oh God, damn. Man.
Damn.
Hey,
Ouch.
sounds like he's about ready
40 now.
for.
Excited.
How long you got, Jordan?
17 more years. So
17 more years or what?
40.
What? Oh, to your 40? Oh.
Did anybody
me
see
too.
the Tiger Baskin fishing football stream after the games?
I saw the end of it.
It was an NC State fan came on there. It's the same one. That been
Yeah,
coming
the
around.
same one that said I was scared of him.
You talking about the one that I had to badmouth like a child?
He's in here now, isn't he? Isn't that the Mortz guy?
No, that's Wolfpack or something. Wolfpack something.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, whoever this dude was probably like 16.
Oh, Wolfpack Daddy. Yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one calling me scared, and then
I
went to a stream that I wasn't on.
I had to give him the redheaded stepchild treatment.
But I went back and rewatched what he said, and it was pretty funny.
No, it was great.
All right, well, let's go ahead and dive into this because you know it takes us a while to talk about all these games.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some big matchups. this coming
we
week.
inevitably start yelling at each other about something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
D-Dog, why is Carolina Georgia State still on this?
Oh.
I'm about to fire the second graphics guy. Damn it.
Well, I mean, you beat them.
yeah.
What
Yeah, we
happened
did.
was-
I didn't lie. I'm not lying.
It was just wrong week.
Look, man. You can't look. Freelance guy. It's a.
Do they at
unpaid
least get a
intern.
severance? Like,
Look, I'm not going to complain.
If you display some kind of competence.
damn.
I'm not going to complain. He offered to do this, so I said, sure, go ahead.
Yeah,
About
About time you out, Ultra Mega Dog. What is that?
I'm sorry. I mean, you had a bye week, right? Is that right?
I mean, there's a couple of old sayings that fit this, Pete. You know, you get what you pay for. Nothing's free.
So, Nature Boy brings up a good point. You're screwing up so often that he thinks it's a bit now. It's not. That's the sad part.
It's 100% a bit.
Yeah.
It's on purpose.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit. I promise.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's 100%. Absolutely.
I'm not giving him that benefit of the doubt. I think Sea Dog's about as competent as a football team.
I already spilled the beans. So.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get right into this here. So the Thursday night game last week, no, Friday night. Sorry, it wasn't Thursday. We do have a Thursday night game ACC week this week and a Friday night game this week, which is odd. But anyway, last Friday night,
Some weird matchups, too.
the Florida State Seminoles traveled to the Birds with Teeth. And I don't remember the score, but
35-31.
30
game.
yeah, it was a good
It was a
game.
good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Hey, Florida State is the first team in history to start 3-0 on 3 different days of the week.
I bet you were sweating bullets.
I'm about to say he was nowhere to be found. Pigskin Pete's channel.
That's not true. That's not true. I showed
Well,
up.
you came in and out, but you only came in after Florida State scored, and then you left again.
Ooh,
Shut up.
That's a tough look.
Listen,
It's a
I
tough
was
look.
stressing out, okay?
But that's a weird
This is why
flex.
I don't-
Winning
this is why
games.
I don't watch Clemson games with other people because it's like I can't. Do
I only watch
Yeah,
Carolina games with other
Well,
Carolina
I came in
fans.
for the
I can't torture myself
halftime.
like
I came in for the
Sea Dog.
halftime, which that's what you wanted me on there for, was the halftime.
Well, I watch Clemson games with a bunch of other people on the internet, which is a terrible idea. But anyway, that's a weird flex you just had, True Seminole.
Break shit.
That is a weird flex.
You just said
It's the
you-
first school in history to do that.
You were flexing on winning a game 3 different days of the week?
No, I'm not flexing on it. I'm just telling you that happened.
Well, it sounded like a
we're
flex
the
to me.
First team in history to go
In
3-0
history?
on 3 different days a week. It's
We're
great.
the first
100
team in history to win a conference title without being in the conference. So suck on that.
150 years of football, and True Seminole is bragging about being the first one to win it on a
Woohoo!
Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday.
Let's go.
Anyway,
What did a
Friday,
Sunday?
Saturday,
Was that
and
their
Monday.
first game?
Yes.
No, Monday was Clemson. It was Sunday.
Sunday
Sunday,
was Florida State.
Oh,
and we
yeah,
played
Sunday.
Friday.
You actually play on Thursday this week, so you can get 4 days of the week.
yeah,
Yeah, totally.
and then if they win the week after that on Saturday, they can 5 it.
We
Man,
should play on a Wednesday.
they'll
We already
be.
played on Saturday.
Oh, they did.
We already played on Saturday. We got to play on a Wednesday.
You got to play on a Monday.
And then Tuesday.
We're
Right,
just
move
saying
on.
days of the week.
Yeah, okay. We're out of days. All right.
Third? Yeah, we are at it.
So anyway, it was a good game. Florida State came out on top for their 3rd win of the season, undefeated at this point, and the Bird with Teeth fall to 1-2. And the rumors are brewing about Scott Satterfield. Well, they were brewing before this game, really, but now they're really brewing.
Louisville's defense is kind of impressive for a little while there. Or they've been impressive this season. I didn't think it would be as good as they are.
Does Louisville make the same mistake for the 3rd time and hire Petrino again?
No.
Well, Petrino looked almost beat Arkansas.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. But
That would have been hilarious.
that would have been. But
I don't think anybody is denying the fact that Petrino's a good football coach. He's just a piece of shit.
yeah.
Well, you know what? So is Urban Meyer, and he'd be my first call if I needed a football coach tomorrow.
Really?
By the way,
I would.
Speaking of hiring coaches, who do you think Louisville would hire if they fired Satterfield?
The whole fan base wants Jeff Brom to come home, but
Jeff Brom doesn't want to go home. He already could have been there.
yeah.
It's like, what tier of coach can Louisville hire?
Yeah,
Like,
so
to go like the Duke route and hire some defensive coordinator.
And too bad Ohio State has never beaten Florida State in their history.
Ohio State has never beaten a lot of teams in their history.
Null Squad says Hugh Freeze. Well, they do have a history. I mean, Hugh Freeze
That's a very
and
Louisville hire.
and Petrino are sort of in the same box. So yeah, that makes sense.
And Patino.
And Patino.
I'm not sure if I would go. I don't. I think the Hugh Freeze Petrino is a bit out there.
Gus Malzahn.
Now that's actually interesting.
Yeah. If Georgia Tech doesn't snatch him up first.
Nah, Georgia Tech's going after Dion, remember? Dion.
Who'd have thought Gus Malzahn would be such a hot commodity?
I mean, the guy wasn't a scrub. I mean, he won a bunch of games at Auburn. It's not like
if your team is like bottom tier, then Malzahn would be a good hire.
I mean, guy went to a natty, won an SEC championship, went to another SEC championship.
Beat Saban three times or?
Yeah, 3 times.
So I
think he'd get Georgia Tech back to competent, or Louisville.
Yeah.
Auburn screwed up by firing. I think they pulled the trigger too soon on him. I mean,
screwed up. I just think they screwed up the hire itself.
Well,
the hire was a complete disaster.
Do we know what all of their options were for a hire, though?
I mean, we did.
They probably went with the worst one.
Well, it wasn't.
We heard a bunch of rumors.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know how many people they offered before him and got turned down by.
Well, the thing about that search was that there were so many people pulling in so many different directions because the boosters run that entire program and they all have agendas, and that's why Auburn is such a toxic place to coach at. And that it's so that's pretty much what happened. There were people were reaching out to one person, and another side is reaching out to another, and they were fighting about who to offer, and then they just settled on.
You think that doesn't happen everywhere? I mean, if you think boosters don't have influence on every football program,
I didn't say that doesn't happen. I didn't say that doesn't happen, but there are a lot more. There are boosters that are in a lot more lockstep, and they have a unified. I'm telling you that Auburn is a special, it's well documented. Like they did articles about the Harson's search and all that. It was done about as poorly as you could have imagined.
Real quick, I didn't skip over you on purpose, Mike Luca, because you said "Go Deeks, beat Taters" with the super chat. I see you and thank you.
Wake Forest fan, let's go.
I'm liking this. Here's the problem I have with it. Well, I don't have a problem with it. They're welcome to show up here all the time. I hope they stay around. But they're going to disappear after this weekend because they do every year. And I wish that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I don't understand why. I mean, it's Clemson.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people that don't care about any other school but their team.
When was the last time? Well, but we don't just talk about my school on here. We talk about all the schools. It's fucking ACC show, for Christ's sake.
I know, but they don't watch far enough to find that out.
I know.
There's not a lot of places you can go to get representation. We try to every ACC school.
Now, I mean, to be fair, we focus on some more than others. But I mean, how much time are we going to?
Every time, is this true? Every single time a person of a unique another team shows up, we're like, oh my God, come on here.
Yeah.
So we at least extend the invitation every time.
Except NC State fans, all you guys can go away.
Yeah. Well, no, don't listen to him. This is my channel. The more NC State fans on here, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
NC State fans, don't listen to Luke. He'll be hibernating in 2 weeks, waiting for basketball season.
I think Luke's favorite NC State fan is Wolfpack, by far.
I'm definitely his favorite North Carolina fan.
Jordan, when was the last time Wake Forest beat Clemson? 2011?
2008.
2008. Are you sure?
Yeah, 2008. Dabo's never lost to Wake Forest.
Oh, man. But he's going to lose.
The last time we lost to Wake was right before Tommy Bowden resigned / got fired / pushed out. So Wake Forest inadvertently started the Clemson dynasty. So everybody that's lost, everybody whose team has lost to Clemson in the last 13 years, thank Wake Forest because
thanks Wake.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we get to Kentucky Fried, once we get to that game for the Week 4 games, I'll give my opinion on that. I mean, I think that is dare I say, a lock of the week. The spread on that game.
Like Notre Dame was a lock?
Yes, just like that. Thank you again, Mike. He says, to be honest, I didn't know about your channel, the ACC show. Tend to hang around Lou and Rogers. But like last night, I said, I'll come around, win or lose. Well, again, that's great. Welcome to the channel, and I appreciate you.
Yes, welcome. Wake Forest is the only North Carolina school I like.
I did hear from the Wake Forest. Well, I didn't hear from him. I read it, that he said that the game is sold out, basically. Well, there's 1,000 tickets left, but it will be sold out by Saturday. So that's good.
Yeah, I don't sit here thinking about it. I don't think Miami's ever lost to Wake Forest.
How often have you?
If I was a Wake Forest, I wouldn't have any shame about coming on the internet, and especially not about losing a. I mean,
Well, of course you would. You're a Georgia Tech fan on the internet.
it's not easy. Just because I make it look easy doesn't mean it's easy. I catch shit take a peep into the comment section.
You make it look easy.
It's all people shitting on me.
See, dog.
Yes, I make it look easy because I show up.
You speared your camera phone
So
multiple times.
I'm not going to make fun of him for that. I've had my moments too.
I only did that once.
Slim, you
Only
guys.
did that
By the way, Miami has lost to Wake Forest.
Yes, last time they did so was 1944, though.
Oh, come on with that.
I'm just, I was just checking. I mean, Miami leads the overall series 8-3.
I mean,
They've won the last 7 meetings.
he's got me.
Okay, I was
played since
thinking
2013.
more along the lines of since the ACC went to divisions and they were in the same division, they played every year. But
Other than they've
Hey,
never
they
lost-
almost
they've
got
never
you in
lost.
2013,
They've
man.
been in
Yeah.
the conference.
Well, we don't play every year. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, no, you haven't played since 2013, which is insane.
I'm thinking about Florida State. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm telling you.
We've lost.
I don't know why. I don't know what I'm.
Don't worry, we don't.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
What? All right. So moving on to speaking of Jeff Brom, the fruit. Take out the Boilermakers. This game was at the noise box, the fart box, wasn't it?
This game was so damn boring until like the fourth.
Yeah, the fourth quarter was amazing.
And the fourth quarter, they went. It was like 9-3 the whole time, and then at the end of the third quarter, it went up to like the 30s. It was crazy.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Syracuse with what I consider to be a reasonable non-conference win there, a win for the ACC nonetheless, and they're 3-0. Now I think that the ACC show, we picked them to win 3 games all year.
Everyone called this on the ACC show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember?
Well,
everybody was picking Syracuse last week.
All right, so we all picked them, but we only picked Syracuse to win 3 games the entire season. They're 3-0.
I don't think I did.
Well, that was the consensus. That was the average.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody picked them.
I'm talking about last week.
Maybe not, I didn't necessarily expect them to start 3-0, but
I can pull. Well, I'll have to dig through this pile of shit that I have on my desk here, but I can pull up what everybody voted for. Anyway,
no, I'm talking about picked last week, not in the preseason.
Yeah. I got you. But anyway, big. Well, not big win, but a win for the Orangemen, and they're probably going to be 4-0 based on who they're playing this week.
Hey, that's a Power 5 opponent. I'd say that's a big win for them.
We keep talking about, coaches getting fired based off their performance. Is Dino Babers like saving his job?
He is.
Yeah. Yes.
I think he is.
I mean, because I didn't really expect it. If I were the AD, I wouldn't have fired him anyway, because I think Dino Babers is a good coach.
I do too. Exactly.
Well, but there was a lot of people that had Dino Babers pegged to get fired this year.
Yeah, I mean, if he had another like 3-9 season, I was like, I mean, you kind of have to, because it's just, but I think Dino Babers is a good coach, and he made a lot of coaching staff changes. And it's working out, and they have a very experienced team this year. So.
He's a good coach. It's a tough job, and you always have to ask yourself, if you fire a guy like Dino Babers, who are you going to get that's better? And the chances that you do get somebody better are pretty low. So we talked about this on the Lunch Money show last night. If Syracuse goes 4-0, which they probably will, and Duke goes and beats Kansas and goes 4-0, are they both ranked next week at 4-0?
Probably not. They won't do it.
I think they'll rank. Well,
neither one of them are getting any votes. I think Syracuse is getting some votes, but Duke isn't.
I think it would take somebody falling out of the top 25. So you would need some upsets.
That's going
to take a couple, because I've seen the AP poll, and I've seen like who is getting votes, and stuff that it would take. would take a lot for them to jump in, even if they win.
Yeah, I think you got to. Well, to Slim's point, I think it was Slim that said somebody would have to fall out of the top 25. Well, that happens every week, pretty much. So
Well,
that's
it does.
so that's bound to happen.
I mean like big shakeups, like even like people ahead of them that aren't ranked but are getting votes, like they'd have to lose because neither opponent they would have beaten is going to move the needle, even if they're undefeated.
I mean, I say that, but as soon as the AP poll, as soon as you think you have an idea of how they're doing things, then Florida goes and beats Utah.
Well, there is no way of how they're doing things. It's a bunch of people making their own individual polls and then they composite it. So there obviously there's no rhyme or reason behind what the composite ends up looking at. It depends on the whims of writers and.
But my point is, I mean, nobody in their right mind would have thought that they would have jumped Florida from unranked to top 15 with one win.
Yeah, they shouldn't have.
Well, that's because everyone happened to overreact to that win, and that's just kind of how people are. So
yeah. Real quick, thank you, Brendan Pratt, for the PayPal. He says Christmas falls on Sunday this year. Miami's bowl game will be the only chance for their players to play on Sunday. Oh, holy hell!
Casket.
You gonna take that, Slim?
I want to say Brandon Pratt is a Georgia fan. So, I mean, what is there to take? You can't compare what Georgia's done in the NFL compared to what Miami's done in the NFL. There is no comparison. Miami dwarfs you.
Yeah. Okay.
I never heard Sea-Dog say that.
Hey, when it comes to freaking Georgia fans, I got your back, buddy.
So I want to address this comment by LW because it's a common theme, and I agree with what he's saying to one degree, and I've grown to disagree with what he's saying because I used to be one of these people that is saying what he's saying. So I totally get what he's saying. He says, trash the polls. Nobody needs ranking until week 8. All right, so here's the thing. I agree with you. And we're not going to see rankings that matter, right, through the CFP until week 8. That's the only rankings that matter. But for the first 7 weeks, you have to have something to go off of, and it's a talking point, and it's interesting. That's number one. Number two, the CFP claims they don't look at the AP poll, but they're fucking lying. You go back and look at the rankings, the first week rankings of the CFP every year, and yeah, they might have some teams different, but they're pretty damn close to the AP. I don't think that's an accident. So, what do you guys think about that?
Fuck the rankings. FSU's 3-0. We should be ranked.
I mean, he's...
if they got attacked by ISIS, I'd put ISIS on my Christmas card list.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't care. It is what it is. I mean, a lot of this stuff works itself out anyway. I'm fine with the rankings being there. I don't get too bent out of shape one way.
I don't either.
Clemson is, has dropped like 2 spots from the start of the season, or 1 spot, and they haven't lost a game. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
So this is where the CFP talks out of the side of their mouth, because they say they don't pay attention to the AP poll. They get in there and they look at the season as a whole and they make their rankings, but then they start talking about, well, this team has so many ranked wins. Well, who ranked them, sir? The AP did, not you. So, I mean, so
right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, and then they talk about, and they also say conference championships matter, but then turn around and say, well, we want the best 4 teams regardless of conference winners.
Yeah. Well, they say whatever they say to fit whatever decisions they made and try to defend it instead of just there needs to be cameras in that room. I've been saying this since it started.
I mean, I think it's pretty definitive at this point that my stance on the whole thing is correct. The BCS system was better.
Well, the BCS system has been pretty close to what the CFP system would have been as far as a national championship game every year anyway. But I think the playoffs are way more exciting.
Absolutely not. Because the BCS never would have put in an Alabama that didn't play.
I said most years, Slim, and that's true.
Like what they did, though.
they also wouldn't have
2011.
put in. They also wouldn't have put in Ohio State. They wouldn't have had in Georgia in 17. They wouldn't have had in
Wouldn't
Georgia
have had
this
Georgia
year.
last year.
Yeah, so,
Georgia would not be national champions if the BCS system was still in place,
and if the
because they would have been
you
knocked
can
out
also
of contention.
you can flip the argument the same way.
How long for those days?
Yeah, we would have had an Alabama versus.
What
Michigan
about the
national
20? What about the
championship game
2019?
outside.
What about the 2019 season when we had 3 13-0 teams that were clearly the best 3 teams in the country? LSU, Ohio State, and Clemson. Clemson would have been left out.
Actually, Clemson wouldn't have been left out because
Under the BCS system, they would have.
No, they wouldn't have, because Clemson had the highest strength of schedule that year.
No,
And that's what yes, they did.
Not in 2019. No.
But Jordan,
Ohio State had a stronger. Ohio State was the 2 seed in the CFP rankings, and I guarantee you, if you went back and used the BCS model,
they had a higher strength of schedule
the national
than
championship
LSU.
would have been LSU and Ohio State.
They had a higher rate of strength of schedule than LSU, so the BCS would have left LSU out.
LSU would not. LSU beat. Okay, no, they wouldn't have.
Yes, they would have.
LSU had the most impressive resume of any team in the country.
How did we get here, by the way?
I don't know.
we were talking about the rankings, and I brought up the CFP, and that's how we got here. But
It's Pete's
App
fault.
State and Carolina should be ranked. We can end it there.
Shut up.
who is Clemson's toughest remaining opponent? Northern Puffy Cloud University or Daisy State? I don't know. Whoever your team is, whenever we play you, that'll be the easiest one.
Yeah. North Carolina
Well, I mean,
National Championship.
the strength of schedule numbers still bear themselves out to this day. Alabama's got like the 60th ranked strength of schedule, and Georgia has like the 90th.
The ACC
Clemson's
is the
is
best
higher
conference in
than both
America.
of them.
Bite your tongue, Jack.
That's right.
Listen, my point. Look, the BCS system itself is not better. I do think that the health of the sport and the value of the bowl games and stuff was better under the BCS, but the actual way in which the national championship was selected, no, the BCS was not better. I've seen, you're not the only person to feel that way, but I don't like this revisionist history about the BCS.
Well,
like everyone,
just because you think it
Neither of
isn't
them are
better
very good.
doesn't mean that it's not better.
There is no good way.
It's the best way we've had so far.
Not the best way of selecting the championship, but I do think it was better under the bowl system was better under the BCS, and like people actually cared about the Orange Bowl and the Sugar
Yeah,
Bowl.
that's what's fun.
That's still that matters. It still matters to me, but
my team got screwed out of it, and I still say it's the best system because Miami beat the number 1 and number 2 teams in the country and got left out. For one of the teams they beat.
Well, and that's why I don't. I mean, the system itself was not good as far as selecting the championship.
Yeah.
Porter Osborne says there's no way Clemson's schedule is tougher than either Georgia or Alabama. Well, according to the numbers, they are.
You better look at Georgia's schedule. I think
Georgia's.
pretty easy.
Let's take a look at Georgia's schedule, shall we? I don't even have to bring it up on the
They've already
page.
played the toughest
I
game
don't
they'll play
know
all
why
year.
strength
Until
of
the
schedule
SEC
rankings
championship.
don't matter because all of that stuff it looks very different by the end of the year. Anyway.
Exactly. But who in the SEC that Georgia's playing this year is some sort of powerhouse? Zero.
Yeah, Oregon's better than every other team in the SEC East.
Yeah, I mean, when Clemson in 2016 in the preseason, Clemson had a pretty weak strength of schedule, and by the end of the year, it turned out that a lot of the teams on Clemson's schedule were really good.
Not to mention,
their strength of schedule was top 10. It's not like that stuff plays itself out.
The preseason strength of schedule for Clemson had Notre Dame being a top 10 team, and clearly they're not. So it probably should be worse. But then again, you have teams like Florida State that may be a lot better than they were projected to be. So Syracuse, yeah. I mean, look, it's all subjective at this point of the season, but let's not pretend that Georgia's got some kind of gauntlet schedule this year because they don't. That doesn't mean they're not the best team. They just don't have a gauntlet schedule.
How dare you besmirch the name of the mighty SEC, sir?
They said Tennessee. Tennessee almost lost to a third-string quarterback of Pitt.
And Tennessee almost lost
Are
to
you
the third
kidding
best
me?
team
You
in the
say
Coastal.
Tennessee?
Mike Luca, thank you again. He says 4 teams results in almost exclusively blowouts, and the solution is more teams. BCS was better, made bowl games better. Well, I do agree with you that
You know why it's better though? Because there will be more fun matchups.
The expansion of the
1
playoff.
versus 8 is going to be a blowout, just like 1 versus 4 was. But 4 versus 5 is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's gonna, we already know it's happening.
Well, I mean, he's right. Bumping it up to 12 is just going to make it even worse.
I still
change who wins national championship.
look the playoff system. Let's go around here, and I know what Slim's going to say, but is anybody claiming that the 4-team, forget this the 8 or 12 team or whatever they're going to, 4-team playoff, the way it is right now? Is anybody arguing that the 4-team system, as of the past 8 years, is not more exciting than BCS?
No.
So you're even arguing that, Slim?
No, I'm saying it's not more. The BCS was more exciting.
Okay.
Is the point I'm making.
Anybody else agree with Slim?
Yeah, I think BCS was fun.
It was more. It was better than the 4-team playoff.
I mean, the bowl games meant more, and that's what made.
That's not what I'm asking you.
And that I agree with. I don't, but the actual selecting of the
you can even go beyond bowl games meaning more. You can even go beyond bowl games meaning more. The bowl games were just flat out better.
Yeah, bowl games.
Okay.
All your New Year's games were just flat out better than what we.
I agree with you, and so does Jordan. That's not the question. I'm talking about the selection and the actual games that lead to the national champion, not the other bowls.
Right. That I have if there was a way that we could have the great matchups that the BCS gave us without the sketchy
but that's not possible.
I know. I'm just saying, but that would be great. I'm not saying the BCS was. There were a lot of positives.
No, the playoff is way more defining on who we find in the national championship. I mean, there was plenty of teams that got left out that shouldn't have been left out. So yes, obviously the playoff system's
you're going to have
better at finding national champions.
But you're going to have some subjectivity to it either way you go. Because at least they were open about it with the BCS that it did take AP into account. Matter of fact, it took AP and coaches poll into account.
Look, see another thing.
The conference champion to be in there, whatever. That'd be fine, but
that's the biggest problem with the BCS is taking the coaches poll. The coaches poll should not exist.
They should call it the SID poll.
Yeah, it should be called the BFF poll. That's what it should be called. You vote for your friends to be high, and the coaches that you dislike, you put them lower. I mean, we see it every week if you look at the coaches poll. Anyway, we could do this for another 2 hours. We better move on.
I don't know.
I didn't mean to get into that kind of discussion. I mean, it's an interesting topic, and it's a very polarizing topic apparently.
And rank Syracuse.
Yeah, I'm on Josh Pate's opinion of it.
What it's going to do is
you already know Josh Pate's opinion.
It's going to flat out make college football into NFL light, and the parity everybody is looking for, you actually get in the NFL because Detroit can beat the Super Bowl winner.
So
it's happened.
I want to move on, but I'm not talking about the 12 team. I agree that it is NFL light. I'm talking about the 4 team. I'm with the 4. I'm the 4 team man. I'm the cheerleader for the 4 team, but I lost, and so did you.
I was in the stay at 4 camp, but it is what it is now.
Yeah, should have stayed at 4.
I would have preferred 8, but I don't mind 12.
This is like Sesame Street. Name your number. Everybody's got different numbers.
37.
30-team playoff.
2.
All right. Sorry, Sea-Dog. Georgia Tech against Ole Miss. This was an absolute bloodbath and a slaughter. And
but your live stream was awesome, Sea-Dog.
What? My live stream was terrible.
No, your live stream was awesome. I laughed for
They started playing Super Smash Bros. Halfway.
You know what was funny? I was in the chat right at the beginning of his stream, and he goes, "Hey, Pete, I see you're in here. How come you said the other night that watching my game streams make you stressed out?" And I said, because you're always stressed out. 2 minutes later, he was throwing his phone and shit. I said, "See, I told you."
His reaction to the block punt was hilarious.
Dude, I don't even get upset over let it score on us or anything like that, but
Sharp.
And goddamn, can we not have blocked punts? 3 block punts. We had 3 block punts from 1983 to 2021. This year we've had 3 since game 1.
Can I ask you a question?
Along with the ACC show.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore.
Did you say don't get mad? You speared your phone.
Well, that was after, dude. I was sitting there at 16, and And I'm sitting there and I'm like, they're gonna convert. I can't wait for them to convert. And they fucking do. Like, what am I supposed to? Like, come on.
Hey, can I ask you a serious question, Sea-Dog? You invite the pain. Why do you invite a bunch of Georgia Bulldog fans to your house to watch Georgia Tech lose every week with you?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's a masochism thing. I mean, that's why he chose Georgia Tech.
I'm considering a ban from my because they don't shut up, and they make fun of me the whole time. And I have a friend too that sits in there. He doesn't even watch football, and he sits there and makes fun of me. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. And
When
he
you
makes
left,
fun of, like,
they
Georgia
turned off
Tech
the game
sucking.
and start playing Smash Bros. That was so.
That's why Sea-Dog does. That's why Sea-Dog doesn't have enemies. He has friends like that.
If you want to take it to another level, you could have them tie you up and they can flog you every time you lose, right live on the air.
I mean, I don't know. I'm considering a ban because they're me crazy every week, and then they're like, "Well, you get mad. We get so mad because you sit there." Can you imagine somebody in your ear every time your team fucks up, and then
it happens every week for me.
God dang!
Every week it happens for me.
I have Gamecocks in my family, so
I have Gator fans everywhere in my family.
Well, Geoff, you don't have to worry about him much longer. He'll be gone.
Look, the state of the I don't know that it's ever been this bad at Georgia Tech. I think this is the darkest in Georgia Tech history. I mean, it's just not bad. Like, I mean, I don't know what it is. This game.
This is you're getting karma 100 years later for 222 to nothing. That's what it is.
I mean, I guess. Jesus,
those poor kids deserve that.
They didn't. They were literally running away from you on the like. They were like running off the field.
Poor Cumberland College.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen the videos and stuff, but I've seen every person at Tech,
Some
staff
Cumberland
member,
fan out there
everyone.
watching Georgia Tech fail, and he's just happy.
Everyone knows and wants Jeff Collins to be fired. Everyone knows it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Like, he's done. It's like they're like it's in the works. I think it might happen.
I'm
after
so
this
excited
week.
for Dan Mullen to be the next Georgia Tech head coach.
You think it might happen after this? What would be different for this week from last week, Sea-Dog?
Well, okay. Clearly, you don't understand. Clearly,
I don't. You're right.
Things take time. No, that's the answer. That I'm in a group actually with one of the media members. I'm in chat with him, and he was saying like that they're going on behind the scenes, like they're.
You talking about Bryce Kuhn? Are you talking about Bryce Kuhn? Oh my God, the apologist himself.
Apologist.
He's all about Jeff Collins.
Have you seen his latest video?
What, has he changed the script finally?
Good Lord.
It took 3 years.
Well, I was for keeping Jeff Collins until the end of last season. But if they had listened,
all I could hear from him was, "This is a good team."
He's running Georgia Tech athletics.
Listen, I mean, we could go 3-9. We had a top 25 class all throughout the year until the last couple games. Then the recruiting class fell apart. Jahmyr Gibbs and all the transfers left. All of our best coaches left. At that point, we realized nobody on the actually buying Jeff Collins anymore. So why should any of us? And then at that point, I decided that he should probably be fired. And if the Sea-Dog, like they should, like any rational person would, because I clearly know what's best for the freaking team. And then instead, he lets them get 3 games in the season, and everyone's surprised when this happens.
Well, they should wait till the end of the season then. I mean, if they were going to fire him mid-season, they should have just fired him after last season.
That's what I'm saying. Because this could be year one for another coach, and we wouldn't have to. Now this entire season is a wash, and they're firing. And look, it's January 1st is when it goes down, and they're just not going to do that because they're going to want to get somebody else and try to have them named before early signing day. And you know the deal.
Well, even if you had fired him,
Deion's not leaving Jackson State until next year.
Even if you had fired him at the end of last season, this year would still be a wash, Sea-Dog.
No, I know, but at least you'd have an entire off season with the new staff. Instead, next year we've lost the entire year. Instead, next year's
Wait,
going to be
which
a
one?
wash,
Shador? Is Shador Sanders going to the NFL?
Yeah, Shiloh's not an NFL prospect, but Shador.
Yeah, I know, not Shiloh, but Shador.
Yeah,
Couldn't he just transfer with him wherever he goes? He still
he could, but it's a lot of unnecessary work.
If Deion Sanders
go to the NFL.
I'm gonna start acting like a
Stansbury is not going to get Deion Sanders. Y'all just need to clean house, get rid of the athletic director.
Deion does not
get
care
ready for
about
Dan
the
Mullins.
culture.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree that we need to get rid of the athletic director, but they're getting the money together and they're getting everyone on board, and apparently it's going on behind the scenes.
From what
It's
I hear,
just
that's a
it's just a
lot.
matter of time.
It's not even just football. Georgia Tech athletics in general. I mean,
Well, where'd you hear that? Because I've been scrounging every.
So I was on Twitter. Patience Vitch or whatever was talking with this guy, and they were. Somebody was saying that it's already a lot that they're getting rid of the AD and Jeff Collins.
Rid of the AD because I haven't heard any confirmation about getting rid of the AD.
I will go back and find that and send it to you.
Yeah, it definitely should.
They definitely should. He's tied himself and married himself to Collins.
It's not just football. He's run basketball into the ground. The baseball team isn't as great as it could be. Just all of Georgia Tech's biggest sports are not.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech basketball won the ACC 2 years ago. They
2
suck
years
now,
ago,
but
and
they
since
win the
then they've
ACC.
been in the toilet.
Well, that's 1 year.
And they got lucky. They weren't even
Yes,
that
I
good
got
that
golden
year.
booty
They were
sources.
really lucky to
That's
win
true,
it that
but
year.
Still, that's more than Georgia Tech's done in years.
All right, let's stop Sea Dog suffering. Georgia Tech's terrible. I hope the best for you. I don't know what else to tell you. Ole Miss destroyed you.
Reacting to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is good. I don't know
Did you guys see Lane Kiffin's comments?
Game.
That he let off the gas because Jeff Collins was on the hot seat.
Well, he's trolling.
I was like, you got to be trolling, man.
He's definitely. Lane Kiffin's a troll.
I honestly don't like him as he's a cocky prick. I mean,
I love him.
all he's done make jokes the whole time. He goes into his press conference after the game, and I guess they set him up in the weight room, and so they got all the whole press conference set up in our weight room. He's like, oh, well, this is a better use for their weight room.
The guy's making jokes. I mean, people take this shit. It's a game, and they take it too seriously. He's out there having fun. I like him.
Well, I keep hearing how wrong I am. That Lane Kiffin has matured and he's better. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Well,
it just pisses me off because it's and supposedly he's taking it easy on us. Well, that makes no sense because he would continually go for it on fourth down when they were up 30 or whatever and get it just because they can.
Yeah, clearly he was trolling.
I mean,
well,
I don't like being trolled.
Well, no,
he was trolling Jeff Collins, not you.
It seems like nobody
I'm
likes
being
Jeff
trolled
Collins.
too.
Every coach hates Jeff Collins, so when they get a chance to, troll
Yeah.
him,
Why would he say that if he hates him so much, then why would he supposedly let off the gas?
That's the troll, man.
That's
All right.
that's the troll.
All right, let's move on from that.
It'd be like if Dabo said, I let during 73-7, he would have been like, if Dabo had said, I tried not to score there,
Damn.
Yeah.
he just couldn't help it or something like that. But
Gotcha.
Remind Sea Dog of that, huh, Jordan?
All right, so the Old Dominion and Virginia game, is that even worth discussing? I mean, really?
Virginia's offense is terrible.
Yeah.
There goes ODU's chance to win the Commonwealth.
That's your boy Tony Elliott, man.
Man,
What's
I
up with that?
thought Old Dominion was
Well-
going to be the best team in the state of Virginia.
That's what I kept hearing, Slim. What happened to that?
Now it's VMI.
it is VM. No, it actually is James Madison.
James Madison.
You know, James Madison has the #1 ranked total defense in the country.
I actually did know that.
Yeah.
They have the most efficient offense and defense in the country right now.
Yeah.
Through 3 games. They're nuts.
All right, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this game either, because you guys know time becomes an issue on this show. Clemson and Louisiana Tech. Any thoughts on that, Jordan? I mean, I don't really have any, other than the defense was depleted and didn't play well. DJ looked pretty good. Antonio Williams looked amazing. Will Shipley had a great game. I think he averaged like 12 yards per carry, had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, literally.
Other than that, what else you got?
I mean, hopefully we get everybody back. Well, I mean, we're gonna get some people back. Shout out to Brian Brzee and his family.
Yeah.
That's about it. On to Wake Forest.
Wake Forest and Texas Tech. Somebody want to take this?
I
I
mean,
don't want
NC State.
I don't want to
Texas
talk
Tech.
about it.
I'll talk about it for a little bit. NC State's
their
defense
ass,
looks pretty
yeah.
good. NC State's defense looked pretty good. Their offense is not very impressive, though.
I've
the offense didn't
been
impress
saying forever that NC State's offense sucks.
Yeah, I've said that since we've won. But I've said that since before we won.
I don't know. It seems to me like everyone was on here, talking about how great NC State was a few weeks ago.
They are.
You know, I
They beat
wasn't-
Clemson.
They have a great defense and an underperforming offense because they have a shitty coordinator.
And a shitty head coach.
And a shitty
That too,
quarterback.
that too, but I actually do think it's a lot. Tim Beck has sucked everywhere he's been.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Dave Doran calling Devin Leary Josh Allen sounds really stupid right now, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's definitely not Josh Allen.
Fucking Dave Dorn was on that show on the ACC network talking about national championship this year. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here.
I don't feel
Needed
well.
a missed field goal to beat ECU.
Jesus.
Shut the hell up.
Life
Missed field
should
goal
be
and missed
that
extra point.
stressful. If
Yeah.
this is my show 2 weeks in, by week 10, I'm going to be doing the show from a casket.
He's out of his mind.
I'm excited to see him melt down after Drake May put 40 on Notre Dame.
Once again, can we see May, against something other than a Sun Belt defense? Thank you.
I mean, he did put 60
either way
on
you
Sun
look
Belt
at it,
defense.
I
What do you
mean,
want him
you
to do?
Well, you're
Watch him throw.
Slim, you're going to get to see it this weekend. So,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if the Notre Dame defense is much better than the Sun Belt defense, to be honest.
Yes,
Notre
it
Dame's
is. Yes,
defense
it
is the
is.
good
Yes,
part of
it
their
is.
team.
Yeah.
Notre
I'm about
Dame's
to
defense-
say Notre Dame's defense is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm at a loss for words to talk about it. All right, NC State won. They're 3-0. Let's move on. Duke.
Struggle bus against a bad Texas Tech team.
Yes, Duke 3-0 with their big win.
They didn't look overly impressive against A&T. But hey, it's
Hey.
A&T.
Got any Duke people in here? Oh yeah, y'all ran the one that was in here off. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know that which sucked.
That Luke Walker's got a bad habit of that shit, bro.
Duke's
That
3-0,
wasn't even
man.
me. That was Tiger Baskins.
I thought it was
They look good.
Pete's feet. I thought Pete's feet ran him off.
Duke is
Yeah,
an
Tiger
underdog.
Baskins talking about feet pics.
Duke is like an 8-point underdog to Kansas. I don't know who to root for because I'm mixed.
I picked.
I think Duke's win over Northwestern looks a little worse now since Northwestern just lost to Southern Illinois.
It does, but who's counting, right? It's Duke.
Nebraska.
It's-
So bad.
So we'll get to the Duke and Kansas game on the next page, but that's actually an interesting matchup there. And
Duke just perpetually owns Northwestern for some reason every time
Yeah.
they play.
It's weird, yeah.
Yeah. Wake Forest and Liberty. That was a
very close game.
It was a very close game.
ACC's just better than Big Ten, guys.
So the Wake Forest fans, I say that the Wake Forest, the three Wake Forest fans on Twitter that I see, were saying they were looking ahead to Clemson. That's why they performed that way.
Yeah, sure.
They
Yeah.
they have some real issues running the ball, which is not, if you're playing Clemson, that's like the last thing you want. But
Yeah.
I think they ran for like 30 rushing yards.
How many did Liberty put on them? 37?
36, I think. The final score was like 37-36. They missed
Yeah,
the
'cause they went for
well,
two.
not the extra point. They
Dang, Hartman's second game is going to be against Clemson.
His third game will be
This is
against
third
Clemson. He
game.
played against Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
But
Yeah, all the Wake Forest fans' excuses about why he has 400 less passing yards than Drake May. He's played in one less game.
Yeah, and Drake May's playing against, Sun Belt competition. Making him look a lot better
Hey.
than what he is.
Hey, App State beat the best team on your schedule.
I don't think so. And even then, do you really want to try the transitive property in football again? I think we've covered that.
Mike Lucas says
You
they're
keep discounting App State.
Mike Lucas
Yes.
says that Wake Forest was holding their playbook back.
Listen.
They've been holding it back for 3 weeks.
Hey,
If the game
that's
was,
the
if the
same
game was like
reaction I
closer
had
than
when
like a
Miami
little
fans
like
said
Wake
that.
only won by like 14 or something like that, I could buy that. But no coach is holding their playbook to the point where they're about to lose. Like they because they went, what was it? They went up like 20-6, and then they gave up a safety, and then they let Liberty like get back into the game. And you mean to tell me they weren't like Oh, it's fine.
We weren't trying to score anymore.
Yeah, we're not gonna try to
I'm not so sure that it's they let Liberty get back. I think Hugh Freeze is just able to create problems for people.
You scored 37 on Louisville.
I didn't mean like Wake Forest
Liberty
wanted them to come back. I'm just saying that. I mean, they had a sizable lead and they blew it.
Yeah, well, and I think people are reading too much into the fact that, I mean, Liberty was a good team last year. They had a quarterback taken in the NFL
fell out,
draft.
by the way, Pete.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Thanks. My fucking cat stepped on the fucking computer power button.
See, that gives me that gives me another reason not to trust you, because cat people are just fucking sketch.
Whatever, dude.
Whoa.
Liberty was ranked where?
She fucking stepped on my computer power button.
He said last year.
No, I'm talking about Mike Luca in the comments.
Yeah, he said Liberty was ranked. No, they were not.
No, I was like, no, they weren't.
They weren't ranked last year either.
They weren't ranked last year?
No.
They might have been ranked preseason. But
Yeah, they were.
They
They
weren't
were
that good.
ranked. They were ranked at some
They were
point
not
in the
very
season
good last year.
They were not. Yeah, I think people. I mean, they were good in the COVID season, and then they
were
brought
really
back
good in the
Malik
COVID
Willis,
season.
and they brought back Malik Willis, and they took a step back.
Congrats, Mike. You beat a team that was ranked last year.
Yeah, they went 8-5. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, I mean, look.
I'm not saying they finished, but they were ranked at some point in the season last year.
Yeah,
Well, who cares about that?
not ranked very
they
long.
weren't
That's
a
what
great
he's
team.
saying. You said they weren't ranked at all.
I did
Hey,
not.
listen,
say that.
listen.
He
If
said
you
during the
think
2020 COVID
if-
season, they were
hang on,
good.
if you think Hugh Freeze can't come up with something to stumble up some teams, you're nuts.
Yeah, he can.
And but I said in 2020 in the COVID season they were good. They were ranked. Last
Yeah.
year they weren't.
Not to finish the season, but at one point they were.
I don't
And
think
this
they
year
were.
they
at
definitely
any,
aren't.
I don't think they were at any point. Actually,
They were.
I'm looking at it right now. They were not.
Okay.
Brent Moore says Boston.
I'm sure they were
They
because
lost to
Malik Willis
Syracuse
was
early
still
in
on
the
the
season.
team, and they definitely were ranked at some point last season.
They weren't. I'm literally looking at their schedule and where it says where they would have been ranked. They're not. They were not ranked at any point last year.
Okay, time's becoming an issue. Now we're moving on from Wake Forest and Liberty. And we're not going to talk about Boston College. Boston College finally got a big win over Maine. Good job.
Virginia Tech didn't look that
They
impressive
had,
against Wofford.
I don't know how big of a win that was, but
It was huge.
weren't they like struggling with them?
Huge.
On to the next bird.
They were struggling with them for a while, weren't they?
I didn't see any of that
Virginia
game.
Tech struggles with Wofford a little bit.
Yeah.
No, Boston College ran away with it.
Well, towards the end, I guess. Yeah.
And Pitt
I guess you could say Georgia Tech struggled with freaking Western Carolina, but yeah. Pitt got the upset over their most hated rival.
Yeah, finally got over the hump.
Finally beat Central Michigan.
Western Michigan. Yeah.
Western.
That's a W.
Yeah, it's an important distinction.
But it was one of those directional Michigan schools.
One of the MAC schools.
All right, so those three games, all three, Boston College, Virginia Tech, and Pitt all took care of business against nobody. Now we're going to move on to Miami and Texas A&M. Now this was maybe...
Dude, who could have seen this coming?
I
Who
did.
could have seen this coming?
I did.
I'm
said
so
they all said
surprised.
I
I'm
was
shocked.
crazy.
I'm so surprised.
Well, I am crazy.
You know who
You're
allowed
right.
more? You know who scored more points and allowed less points that Texas A&M and Miami did? App State.
Ooh. It's still not going to matter when we wipe the floor with your trash football team, Luke.
Sure, bud.
Just go back
I don't
and
know,
sleep
Slim.
till basketball.
Hey, receivers being wide open doesn't
Yeah, I
matter if they
don't
can't
know.
catch.
The way your receivers were playing, I don't know if you can keep up with North Carolina.
I'm not worried about it because they don't have a defense that can cover our receivers. I'd
They don't
actually
have to
be
cover them
willing
if they drop the
I'd be
ball.
willing. I'd be willing. Well, they didn't drop the balls against Southern Miss, did they? So when the DBs can't cover them, they're just fine, and your DBs can't cover shit.
All right, well, North Carolina and Miami aren't playing this week. So Miami and Texas A&M, they did play last week. What's your thoughts on the game, Slim? I mean, I already know them because we did the after show, but tell the people for the ACC show.
whole lot of drop passes. About sums up that game, and a couple of snafus on special teams.
Yeah.
I mean, that really is just the story of that game.
Didn't another one of Miami's receivers get hurt?
I heard something about it. Yeah, Romello.
Romello Brinson or whatever.
Romello George, something like that.
Jacoby George.
Jacoby George, that was it. Broke his thumb.
Yeah.
On what? I don't know. It wasn't a football.
Hey, listen, Slim. We'll trade you a receiver for your kicker, though.
No.
Dang it.
I like my kicker, even though he missed one. That's literally the second miss.
Hey, his missed one was a lot better than ours.
That's literally the second miss of his career. So I'll take that, and I'll take the way the defense is playing too. The defense is more improved than I thought they would be this year. I mean, I knew they had some talent, and I was like, well, maybe it just takes better defensive coaching. Turns out that's the case. Miami's defense is pretty good.
Yeah, I think Drew Seminoles, you were confusing their kicker with his Lane Bryant brother.
What? Yeah, it's his older brother, or his the younger one out of the two, right?
His older brother.
Borregales?
Yeah.
Yeah, Borregales, yeah.
Yeah, we had both of them. We had the older brother. He graduated.
Yeah, I remember.
We got the younger brother.
Yeah, but he's still better than our kicker.
I mean, bruh hit like a 60-yarder his freshman year. I'm just
Y'all wish
App State's defense held Texas A&M to 7. So
I mean, gosh.
BC Potter wipes all of y'all.
Are there any punters available?
Yeah.
Luke, if you can't use your eyes and see that Max Johnson can throw the ball better than Haynes King, I don't know what to tell you, because that was just a football ignorant statement.
And then North Carolina played Georgia State for the second time or in a row in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll move on. Shit. I forgot to make the other one.
All right, we gotta wait another 20 minutes.
No, it'll take me just a second. Sorry.
That's all right. I can keep talking.
Yeah, you guys keep arguing. Yeah, you guys want to argue about North Carolina and Texas? North Carolina and Miami all night. Well, go ahead. Here's your chance.
Who does Miami play this week?
Some nobody.
We got Middle Tennessee State.
If the graphics department would hurry up and get this on the screen, we can figure it out.
Yeah, the mighty Middle Tennessee State.
Well, I guess now would be a good time to say that I probably not going to stream the UCF game.
Why not?
Is that latest video on Bryce Kuhn? Is that on his YouTube channel or on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on in.
I mean,
I need to see.
Don't worry, guys. The black screen is just me getting it ready. Sorry.
Crowded booth.
Dog. I mean, why not? If Louisville can upset UCF, why can't Georgia Tech?
Well, I'm not saying that is the reason. I'm actually going to be going to Alabama versus Vanderbilt.
Oh, I forgot.
So you're going to miss one of your favorite team's games to go to a different game.
I mean, listen, these
things happen.
I made the commitment in the off season, and also the game is they're not played at the same time. So I'm going to watch the Georgia Tech game that day.
Georgia Tech
that game, that's a 3:30 game.
By the way.
And then the Vandy game, Alabama, is at 7:30. So I'll be able to watch Tech. I just won't be able to stream it.
20
But me and Millis Vanillis and Ballard and X-Wing are all going to watch Alabama versus Vandy.
Well, you are?
Yeah.
Wow.
This weekend.
That is an
all-star cast.
Motley Crue, yeah.
That is a motley crew there.
Yeah, 3 Alabama fans.
4.
All right, so we got week 4 games. Now, South Florida, which is obviously a powerhouse, that went toe-to-toe with Florida last week.
That was hilarious.
Man. I don't even know what to think of this game now, to be honest.
Dude, I can't even get. I keep trying to get more bets on Anthony Richardson, but my guy fishing football won't do it.
Was I a fool? I took Florida in the point. And
I'm going to laugh when Louisville beats USF.
No, Jeff Scott's gonna take care of business. Probably not.
Yeah,
Do any of you know Jeff Scott's record against FBS opponents?
I don't think he's beaten one.
One.
Yes, that includes conference games.
Oh wait, I don't know why I was thinking Power 5. It's probably like 2, 3, and something.
It's 1-20.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't even realize it was that bad. But, yeah.
That would qualify
Florida was
him to
almost
be
number
Georgia-
2.
That would qualify him to be Georgia Tech's next head coach.
No, he can come back. He can come on back.
I was
to
about to
Clemson
say
and fix our wide receivers.
He's going to end up back at Clemson, and I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
On the offensive staff, I mean.
You guys sure do need him.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
We need his recruiting. More
Yeah, I mean,
Good Lord.
So I guess averaging over 400 yards a game and scoring almost 40 points a game is terrible.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Well, I'm not even I don't even need him for the offense. Like the offense, I'm like just the recruiting aspect. He was always a great recruiter. And
Well, Pete saw this. I mean, Pete saw this Saturday night in true Miami fan fashion. I mean, they're trying to sell the farm. Fire Gaddis.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize Gaddis is the wide receiver coach as well as the offensive coordinator. But bench TBD for Jake Garcia.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Jake Garcia, if they threw Jake Garcia out there, he would have died.
How many Fire Mario Cristobal people are there?
There's not really any of those. A couple of idiots in their mom's basement. That's about it.
I wonder if Gaddis gets one of these up.
That's a lot of the Miami fans.
It's really just a bunch of Michigan fans laughing about Gaddis, and then Oregon fans laughing about Mario. That's what.
Oh no, I went into Coach Coop's stream. There was a bunch of Miami fans too.
Well, I mean, like you just said, he's got to talk to a lot of them like they're 4 years old for a reason. Rack Dog, thank you. He says, good morning to you ACC people, go Dogs. Well, good morning to you too, except it's not morning, it's 8:30, but good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. All right, so Louisville and South Florida, who you got? The bird with teeth?
Cards, the birds with teeth.
Yeah, give me the bird with teeth.
Yeah, birds with teeth.
We're all taking the bird with teeth.
Yeah, birds with teeth will officially move to 2-0 versus State of Florida.
2-0 versus the state of Florida. Shut up.
Do they have a dental school at Louisville? I know they have a law school.
I would assume they have a dental school. Well, I don't know why I should assume that. But
Well, I'm assuming because that's the reason they gave the bird teeth.
Smile Direct Club.
I think it's just because whoever made it was a Louisville grad. So.
I mean, I don't know because UT has a dental school, but it's not in Knoxville.
No, guys. The NIL deal for Louisville is Smile Direct Club.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Invisalign for the Cardinal.
Okay, so we all got the birds with teeth. Moving on, Florida State and Boston College. Florida State's about to be 4-0, bro. What do you think about that?
School of Dentistry, by the way.
There is?
College embarrassingly further.
You said there is a school of dentistry there?
There is a school of dentistry there, yes.
I guarantee that's why the bird has teeth. Guaranteed.
Don't say anything, True Seminole. You said the same thing last week.
We will beat the birds without teeth by 20.
Why is
30.
Boston College so bad?
No offensive line.
Their offensive line is horrible.
They started a walk-on at left tackle.
Man.
Yeah.
Colby says
What's
Tech
that
over
supposed to mean?
UCF.
You can start a walk-on at quarterback apparently and win a national title.
Yeah, but they don't have.
Yeah,
any
he's surrounded by 72 other 5-stars.
Yeah,
That's true.
You know, their offensive line. They returned none of their offensive line, and then the one good player they returned towards ACL, and then one of their guys in the 2 deep is out for the season now too. So now it's a mash unit up there, and so
hey, True Seminole. If you lose to Boston College, I'm banning you from 1 week from the ACC show.
Fuck you. It's not happening.
This BC team is bad.
It's at Tallahassee. We're not losing to Boston College. It's not happening.
I
hope
put
you're
the
not
home
using
teams.
college.
Listen, I put the home teams on the left this time
Oh,
because
look at
everybody was
that.
complaining.
Oh my God, guys,
Everybody
we
was
have a second
complaining.
NC State fan.
Yeah, we have a second NC State
Stop
fan.
it.
Hey,
Stop
Supposed to
it.
lose the other one.
Hey, Sea Dog, I have a recommendation. Next week, can you put the home teams on the right like they're supposed to be? Never mind. Forget I said anything.
He says State.
He was so
Clemson by
proud of
10
himself,
next
too.
week. You couldn't beat us by 10 last year at home. Okay.
You can beat Texas Tech by 10. What are you talking about?
Let's see here. Yes, but Florida State's not losing to Boston College.
Hey, I think we all agree on that,
We'll
right?
see.
So,
Luke, stop it. Stop
what?
being a hater, man.
Hey, what's
Stop
this?
being a hater.
Can somebody pull up the lines? Because you know I like to go through the lines on these. What's the line on Boston College and Florida State?
I think it's like 15.5 last time I seen it.
Okay. If it's less than
probably a lot.
if it's less than 17, I'd take Florida State. Anything over that, I don't know. But they'll win by at least 2 touchdowns or more. Probably more.
I'm gonna laugh if Boston College comes out and smacks them around.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Have you seen Boston College play this year?
Florida State's a 16.5 point
I
favorite.
have. I wouldn't bet on it to happen. I'm just saying I would laugh my ass off if it does.
Hey, listen, we conquered the bad juju you were talking about for Friday night game. So we that's something you should be proud of us for.
Yeah, I give them props for that. Plus, their quarterback got hurt.
And yeah, we won with a second string quarterback
He made some good throws. That was a great game. I
against
stayed up
Malik
watching it.
Cunningham.
I had a great
Malik
night
Cunningham and
staying up
nobody
watching
else.
this game, watching that. And
I see another NC State fan in here. We got 2 of them now.
That's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
we did that.
He says State beat Clemson by 10. Look, I love you guys. Just make sure you show up after next week's over. That's all I'm
You
asking.
know they won't.
They won't.
Because if Clemson lose, I'll still be here. I mean,
You're right.
so
or come on,
return the
talk to
favor.
us.
If you lose, you still got to come back.
They
That's the
won't-
deal.
He won't come back if they lose.
Well, most of them don't, but you know, I'm trying to network here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll come
Anyway.
back after NC State gets a big win. Then when they lose again, they'll leave.
Come on, NC State, just kill North Carolina for me at the end of the year. I'll be happy.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if
Devin
NC
Leary
State,
hasn't had a day
beat
on
Clemson.
anybody's secondary this year. Your offense is you have no with what receivers? Emeka Emezi's gone, bro.
Okay. UCF and Georgia Tech. This is a this is a road game for Georgia Tech, isn't it, Sea-Dog?
Oh.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got to go down to Orlando, and the last
And UCF is a 20.5 point favorite.
yes.
Gosh, come on,
Jeez.
Georgia Tech. Let's win.
And the sad thing about it is, I think it started out at about 19, so all the money's going on UCF, and it keeps going up.
Yeah, but to be fair though,
Well-
UCF was favored over Louisville too.
By 20?
Not by 20.
Not by 20, but they were favored.
Well, there's a big difference between whatever it was, 3 and 20. But
That favored's favored.
well, no, it's not. That's a big difference. Anyway, Sea-Dog, I'm listen. I'm not going to make funny on this one. If other people want to, they can. But I mean, what are you thinking about this? Because hold on real
Look,
quick.
Our team's in give up mode. They didn't fire Jeff Cohn. Like, I'm serious. Like, everyone.
You posted something the other day on, I think it was on your video maybe, or on Twitter. I don't remember where it was, but you were like, a lot of Georgia Tech fans are rooting for Georgia Tech to fail. You know, where do you stand on that situation?
Yeah, no, I don't want us to fail. I hope we beat UCF. These bastards freaking the other year in 2020.
So if you hold on, if I told you 100% certainty that if Georgia Tech beat UCF, they'd keep Jeff Collins around, but if he loses to UCF, they'll fire him after the game. Which way would you go?
If they keep around for how long?
Well, I don't know.
They keep him next year.
For hell long.
For next year?
No, not
That's
next
fucked
year.
up.
You know what I mean.
Until after the recruiting cycle.
I mean, listen. It's easy to do that, but when it comes game time and my Yellow Jackets line across the fucking
ball from UCF, I'm going to be pulling for him.
I'm with you. I get that. Now, nobody wants to root against their own team.
Maybe you should
I hope I beat
try
'em.
pulling against them because teams you pull against seem to do pretty well.
Jesus Christ.
God dang.
He's got a point.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you're right.
Well,
Then
means
Jeff
we have-
Collins will stick around. So I
We
don't know.
have 3 NC State fans.
I don't.
They're
I don't
multiplying.
know.
No, it's the same too.
it's the
Yeah,
same.
but
I'm not
Wolfpack,
seeing the third. I know
Wolfpack is the third.
Wolfpack Daddy's not in here.
Well, yeah, he's not in here.
He's got school tomorrow.
In here, he has me blocked. Which would be
Our
hilarious.
He's doing homework right now.
You're saving your playbook. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
saving the playbook. Right.
I'm surprised Tim Beck has a playbook.
Yeah, big time players on the NC State receiving corps.
Yeah.
I guess they were
Devin
saving that
Carter
play.
has 50 receiving yards this year.
Were they saving that playbook against ECU also?
DJU has a better QBR and more yards than Devin Leary right now.
Do you know you could double Devin Leary's stats and they'd still not be better than Drake Mays?
That is true.
You guys come up with some weird stats, man.
No, he has less than half of the passing yards and touchdowns.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's going to have a day on Clemson secondary, and he didn't have a day on Charleston Southern.
For East Carolina.
East Carolina.
I would
East
dare to
Carolina.
say anybody could have a field day against North Carolina's defense.
I hope. I want to go back in time because we already discussed this, but the way that
Why are you an NC State fan, bro?
East Carolina's defensive
Why are
line
you a Boston
manhandled
College
NC State's offensive line.
That's
Manhandled.
true. They still can't run the ball.
So what do you think they're going to do against Clemson's defensive line? All right, let's move on. We're getting ahead. We're going backwards. We're going forward.
Clemson's offense in just about every category right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't expect us to win like our team gave up last week. So I think they'll probably, as long as Jeff Collins is the coach. So maybe when he gets fired and then whoever takes over, may start trying it. As long as they're in give up mode, I don't think we'll be winning any games.
All right, Jack Freeman. He claims he paid $10 for me to say this. He said exactly that. I paid $10 for this. Pete, when y'all play Daisy State in 2 weeks, they also has an amazing IT department.
Great grammar, by the way.
Yeah, they can assist. Good luck in the game. Also, the dancers look real this year. Well, in 2 weeks, we are playing Daisy State. He's actually right.
Yeah.
Yeah, NC State. You're right. So thank you. And the dancers always look amazing and fantastic.
Daisy Doran. Yep.
Daisy Dorn. Daisy Dorn.
Donut Dave.
Okay.
Seth Johnson said DJ's going to be shook when he sees a wave of red take the field.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever been scared of NC State.
Yeah.
They know they're playing in Clemson, don't they?
They haven't. I think they know.
It's gonna be a wave of orange.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They said the faux Death Valley doesn't scare them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
Even though they haven't won there since 2003.
It doesn't surprise me that NC State fans can't read a history book either. They don't know that Death Valley originated in Clemson. Long before
Hey, you know what's pretty
LSU.
cool?
What?
Matt Rule might get fired here.
Do you really want Matt Rule at Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
He'll be at Nebraska within the week.
Well, yeah, that sucks. I don't know. Yeah, I'd like Matt Rule. A great hire.
You'll get Scott Frost and you'll like it.
God dang. I really hope we don't mess up this next coaching hire. I don't know how much more I can take. I don't know how much more I
Tech's
can
going to hire
take.
some random team's defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Oh God, like Virginia. Oh no.
Okay. Syracuse and Virginia. So Syracuse is going 4-0. That's impressive.
Yeah. What's the over-under on this game?
Mm-hmm.
It's 53. I'm going to take the under.
I don't know, but I don't care what it is. Well, I mean, I don't even care what the spread is. Take Syracuse.
The over-under is 53. I might have to take the under.
I don't know about that.
I could see this game being like 31-10.
All right. I wouldn't like that over-under, but I would take Syracuse. And the points. What does it mean about how many the points are? I think they'll win by at least 2 touchdowns. Is it more than 2 touchdowns?
What, spread?
Yeah.
It's 10.
It's 11.
10.
All right, then take Syracuse. Anybody disagree with that, or is anybody picking Virginia to upset this? I mean, I would love for Tony Elliott to win this game, but you know what? Actually, selfishly, I actually would like to see Syracuse be somewhat successful when we play them. It would be a better win for Clemson. So.
Yeah, it's the second best team in the Atlantic.
Shut up. No, it's not.
Wow.
What happened to Virginia, man? What happened to their offense?
I mean,
Tony Elliott's not looking too
Tony
good
Elliott's
right
what
now.
happened. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't want to say that, but
it's his first year, and it's not like he went and took over Alabama's roster or anything.
I know, but they have he had a ready-made quarterback and
They weren't this bad though.
Yeah, like Dontavian Wicks, it looks like he's never seen a football before now.
Yeah, Brandon Armstrong looks terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll change my assessment.
Billy Kemp has been hurt, but like they still have good. I mean,
scored 3 points on Illinois.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know why everyone's so surprised that Virginia's not good this year. That's all.
I mean, it's not that they're not good; it's that they're so terrible.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to be this bad. The roster isn't in that bad a shape.
Well, we'll see if they can improve.
Quality team.
You know, from week 1 to week 10 or 11, or the end of the season, we'll see if they can make an improvement. If they don't make any improvement or even get worse, that might be a little bit of a red flag. I think it's just a little bit way too early, actually, to be too surprised about anything right now.
Wahoo Brad said Wicks dropping passes like he's Nelson Aguilar. Damn.
Nelson Aguilar went off in the Steelers.
Yeah. Jalen Rieger.
I was disappointed about that. I wanted to mess with Volusia Orange today on the midday show.
There is no midday show on Tuesdays.
Cowboys. Pathetic.
Cooper Rush.
That's all right. Luke would be just as mad because the Steelers lost to a midget quarterback.
Listen, I know we're not very good. He is delusional to think they're going to the Super Bowl.
You never said you did. And let's not get into NFL talk, all right? But you never said that.
Right, you're right.
All right, moving on. Is anybody not taking Syracuse to win the other game before we move on?
No.
All right. Slim's about to say yes just to be different. I got you. Don't worry about it. All right. Wake Forest and Clemson. This is in Wake Forest.
And how dare you insinuate such a thing?
Well, you've done it many times in the past. I mean, I'm just.
And so is Luke Walker, but you don't jump his shit for it.
Well, I will.
See how it is.
I will next time. All right.
Luke only does it for Florida State and Pete.
It's because I'm white. I get it.
All right. Wake Forest and Clemson.
I only do it for Boston College or something.
The line on this game is such a overreaction and a hook to the casual fan for Vegas.
Well, and it's interesting because last year, I mean, I know Clemson was at home, but I think Clemson was a double-digit favorite last year in this game. So
right.
This is really interesting. It's just a really interesting spread.
It's Clemson's a 7-point favorite.
The spread isn't interesting at all, but I mean, first of all, let's assume that Vegas gives you a 3-point advantage for being at home. Does Wake Forest really get a 3-point advantage for home games against Clemson? I don't think so.
They haven't even sold out the game yet.
I think everybody gets 3 points for being at home.
Okay, fine. All right, so then that would be 8. Without that, they think that Clemson's 8 points better if it was a neutral site. Then that's what that means. I'm saying take Clemson. First of all, it's Tuesday now, and if anybody knows anything about betting, by the time this game kicks off, this game will probably be at 10.
Yeah, there's
or 9
coming in on Clemson.
There's going to be a shitload of money coming on Clemson. So if you think that Clemson is going to win this game by at least a touchdown or more, go ahead and take Clemson now, today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till Thursday or Friday because it'll be a lot different at that time. And like Jordan said earlier, the last time Wake Forest beat Clemson was 2007 or 6. What was it, 6 or 7? 8? You said
8. It was the same year that Tommy Bowden was fired.
Okay.
It was Tommy Bowden's last game. We lost what year was that? Oh, well, I
That would have been 7, right?
Was it at? I can't remember. I was so young when it happened. I think it was in Death Valley too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So losing to Wake
it wasn't.
Forest
No, it
is
was
so
in
bad
Wake.
that we fire coaches over it.
Even year, yeah. Because we were preseason number 9 that year, and we lost. Obviously, we got our shit kicked in by Alabama, and then we lost to Maryland, and then we lost to Wake. So it was like a 4-3 start, and then
That's back when Clemsoning was still in full effect.
Well, that's the reason he got fired. But that we get 5 guys on the defense that are starters that were hurt last week are coming back this week.
Yep.
And that's bad news for Sam Hartman and the running game for Wake Forest. Yeah. Secondary and a couple of guys on the defensive line.
Yeah. We should get Brissett back in hopefully Tyler Davis. I don't know I think we're getting Tyler Davis.
Yeah,
I don't think we're getting XT back this week.
There's still speculation about that. Tyler Davis will be back. Makuba will be back. Brissett will be back.
Nate Wiggins
will be back.
Sheridan. I hope Sheridan Jones is back. He got hurt in the game, in the LA Tech game.
Yeah, I don't know about him. Anyway,
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, me too.
It was kind of weird. They just kind of took him out.
But they're going to be playing with more of their starters in this game than they had pretty much in any game this season. So, on defense, I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think this game's going to be particularly close, honestly. I mean, I keep trying to convince myself that Sam Hartman is going to somehow pull some miracle out of his ass. I just don't see it. Anybody disagree? Speak up for never hold your peace.
I mean, unless Wake pulls out some new wrinkles or they change how they play offense against Clemson, I just the slow message when you're going up against this good of a defensive line, it's just that it's been the case year after year. Wake starts out really good and it's like, oh, can they beat Clemson? And they get dominated. I think Clemson, the average margin of victory the last 3 games is 38.9.
Is Brissett playing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the funeral was today. And
the funeral was today. Yeah.
The funeral was today, and I think a handful of Clemson players and, of course, coaches went to the funeral, and they're flying back.
Like 40 of them.
Oh, well, all right. A lot of them then. And they're all returning home, including Brissett, I believe, tomorrow.
Sounds like a good excuse to start investigating for impermissible benefits.
What does that mean?
Those don't exist anymore.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Slim.
I was confused. I was like, what?
Slim met his wife at a funeral, so he's getting dirty. That's what he's saying. Yeah. Anyway. All right, so we're moving on.
I don't even think this game is going to be particularly close.
That's what I just said.
His wife at a funeral. That's a place to meet the love of your life.
Yeah, because I was just saying, because some people in the comments are even HPP is Billy Paul saying it's going to be close. I don't know. Wake doesn't look that great, and I think Clemson's going to be able to do enough offense. Like last year, Clemson ran for like 300 yards, it put up like 48 points, and everybody remembers how bad our offense was last year. And I don't. Wake's defense isn't particularly better than it was last year, so.
I know that if their offense is clicking, especially the passing game, maybe not so much the running game this year, but they can burn you. And Clemson's secondary has been a little bit suspect this year. So I get where people are coming from with that a little bit.
We gave up yards to them last year. Sam Hartman threw for like 300-something yards, but they couldn't run the ball, and they gave up 7 sacks. I think it's going to be a similar type game.
Yeah.
I think Wake's going to move with the ball in the 20s. We're going to limit their touchdowns, and I think Clemson's going to be able to more or less doing enough offensively, and they'll pull away. That's kind of how I see this game going.
Wake Forest's defense isn't going to stop a fly, so DJ will be fine.
Yeah, and DJ is a lot better now than he was last year, and he still had a decent.
Oh
game.
no! Hey, don't let anybody hear you say that, man. They get mad at you when you say that.
Oh yeah. No, they get people, which is it's really interesting. It's like I say that, and like everyone acts like that's like the biggest like hottest take of all time. I'm like, no, it's like objectively true.
Wait, not only is he better, he's a lot better. All you got to do is look at the numbers and watch him play. But
it's not even just like, yeah, right. It's not even just like, oh, you have to really like look at the film. No, like you can, if you wanted the box score stat watch, like, and compare his numbers to last year, it's night and day. Completion percentage, yards, touchdowns, interception, QBR, anything you want to look at.
Everything. And when you say, if you like me and you do, go around and say DJ's playing a lot better than he did last year, like 100 times better. They go, oh, all of a sudden DJ's a Heisman candidate. And I go, no, I didn't say that.
No, they take it the other way. It's
no, I didn't say that. I'm just saying he's 100 times better than. Look, he was so bad last year. You can't be worse. So he's going to be better.
100 times better against what? Y'all play Georgia Tech, Louisiana Tech, and
well, who did we play last year?
Yeah, go look at
Georgia Tech.
Go look at his numbers last year. Look how he played against Georgia Tech last year.
I want to see DJ against some real defenses, and then I'll change my mind.
Well, you're not going to see that this week either.
Real defense, Louisiana Tech.
Let me.
But I'm saying, look at the numbers against teams similar teams we played last year.
Exactly.
He didn't play good against South Carolina. Hold on, let me finish. He didn't play good against South Carolina State. He did not play good against UConn of all teams.
Yeah, UConn.
He was horrible against UConn.
But see, true Seminole, people don't care about shit like that. Just like people aren't going to care that for the fourth year in a row, Texas A&M is going to have a top 5 defense. All they're going to say is, "Oh, Miami's offense looks like shit." Same thing.
Yeah, I'm not running around saying that Miami's offense is terrible.
What are you talking about?
Well, no, I'm saying same thing. All they're going to do is point to who DJ's played against, but you look at him against equivalent teams from last year, and yes, he is objectively better.
Not objectively, he is better.
Well, yeah, compared to the UConn he played last year, but I mean, that's
all
what
we're
he's supposed
saying.
to do.
No one is.
Why? Let me ask you a question. Why is it so hard for people who aren't Clemson people to admit?
Because you should be beating UConn.
But why? Let me finish my question. Why is it so hard for people outside of Clemson, South Carolina, to admit that DJ's way better than he was last year? I don't understand that. I just don't get it.
Way better than he was last year does not mean DJ is a
exactly.
great
Perfect example. Like they rode the struggle bus and beat Georgia Tech by 8 last year.
Right.
They blew them out of the water this year.
Yes.
Yeah, but everyone says
cares about that.
Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about anything.
Georgia Tech's also objectively worse.
Not really.
No, they're objectively
so they did lose their best.
They're just Georgia Tech.
Hold on. So Georgia Tech didn't lose their best player?
Well, if they go 3-9 again, they're the exact same thing as they were last year.
I don't think they're going 3-9. I think they go 2-10.
Well, what you think amounts to what?
Well, then you said the same thing. You said if they go 3-9, so
okay.
And they're going 3-9.
Okay, true Seminole. So they're one win worse. So that that one win being one win worse is enough to account for
they're worse than last year.
Like 30-point difference in production from the Clemson offense.
Well, I mean, you tell me, is Georgia Tech worth it?
14 points on Georgia Tech last year, and they scored 41 this year. You don't think there's enough of a difference there to say, oh, maybe they're a little bit better? Yeah.
I'm still waiting to see it on DJ because it wasn't even a few weeks ago. Everybody was telling him to sit down, and now he plays one good game against Louisiana Tech. He's objectively better.
He's played good. Honestly, he's played good all 3 games.
Yeah, then why was everybody screaming?
He's had one. DJ has had one bad. He had the first half against Georgia Tech.
Seminole, we said it at the time during the Clemson game. It was the dumbass plays that they were trying to have him run. All those damn quarterback draws and shit.
Yeah, they were running quarterback draws last season with him when he had a bum leg and a broken hand.
I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah, play call.
Well, and they were doing that and they were doing that against Georgia Tech too, which is what most people were complaining about.
Yeah, I agree. Play calling has hindered DJ. I agree.
And if you look at the game, if you look at that Georgia Tech game, it's very similar to the argument Pete made for Tyler Van Dyke in the A&M game. The ukulele was way down the list of problems with the offense in that Georgia Tech game.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, TVD wasn't the problem against A&M.
So we could look. The bottom line is DJ is 100 times better than he was last year, and yes, there's a lot of reasons for it. A better team around him. He's healthy, which he wasn't at all last year after the Georgia game, and he kept playing. And I think he's maybe in a better place mentally. And again, I'm not saying that DJ is some phenom, amazing. He's not Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence.
And
but
I'm not saying he's a horrible quarterback like Mark Sanchez or something like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
Mark Sanchez, didn't he like win the Heisman?
No, I'm talking about in like NFL, NFL Mark Sanchez. I'm talking about NFL Mark Sanchez. Okay,
Jesus Christ.
Well,
All
I'm
we're
about to
saying
say,
is that DJ is competent
you're
enough.
right.
You couldn't come up with a better like bad college quarterback like James Blackman or something.
I'm not saying DJ's a horrible quarterback. I'm not saying that by no means. I'm just saying he hasn't shown me much to say that he's better. Yeah, he's beaten teams that he should beat by 40 points.
His numbers are better.
No.
The eye test is better.
Everything's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, literally every measurable you can think of. Stats, eye test, everything. Anyway,
he's actually graded out as one of the better quarterbacks in
I mean, you sound like Coach Coop's video. You sound like Coach Coop's video from the other day. Oh my God, TVD isn't a Heisman caliber quarterback. Yes, he is. They had 13 drop passes in the Texas A&M game. I rewatched it and counted them.
How do I sound like that?
Because you're not looking at what was done and what happened. And you're not using your eyes to see that obviously DJ is better.
You know what? Fine then. DJ, you're better for beating Louisiana Tech the way you should be. You're better for beating Georgia Tech the way you should be beating them.
All right, we're going to go round and round here. Okay, so let's move on.
He's not saying he's better than he should be. He's saying he's better than he was last year.
He wasn't beating them the way he should last year, and he is this year. That's objectively better.
Right.
I'm not going to even argue about it. Yeah, in every measurable, he's better. That's just, I mean, you're welcome to your opinion, True Seminole. But let's move on. North Carolina, listen, it's 8:55. I got to get off at about 9:10 because my wife is not here and I got to get my kid ready for bed. So, North Carolina and Notre Dame. Where is this game at? It's in. Well, Sea-Dog told us. Yeah, Sea-Dog said he's put the home teams on the left side, right?
Yep.
Apparently, I put them the wrong fucking way, but damn, there it is.
I mean,
Hopefully I get a ticket for this game, so I'll hopefully be there.
You gonna be there?
Hopefully, if I get a ticket.
Oh, you got one of those lottery systems or something?
Yeah, they haven't released the tickets yet.
Why can't we play Notre Dame this year? Bullshit.
You wouldn't beat them this year.
You wouldn't beat them.
You wouldn't beat them.
Damn.
No, you wouldn't.
If we had played them the first game of the year, we would beat them.
No, you still would have lost.
Still.
I promise you would have lost. Jeff Sims would have died.
I'm so disappointed in Jeff Sims, man. But we don't have to get into that.
So you tell me Notre Dame's not a playoff team?
He went to a terrible situation where they couldn't develop him. So it is what it is. He's not the first, and he won't be the last.
But Carolina's a 2-point favorite. What do you guys think about that?
Give me the Tar Heels.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel.
This game is.
I know how to feel.
This game is really confusing to me.
Yeah, I really, because this is. I think David Hale put out a stat like, I think UNC's defense is giving up like, it's like they're like 64th in the Power 5 in like yards per play, and then like Notre Dame is, like one of the worst teams in yards per play offensively. So this will be a hell of a matchup.
Come on, North Carolina. Don't disappoint me against Notre Dame.
Well, Notre Dame doesn't have an offense. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always the possibility that, North Carolina's defense is that horrendous and they can make Notre Dame's offense, look like it's something resembling something with a pulse. But I don't know. I'm curious to see Notre Dame's defense because I think it's really good.
I'm looking forward to watching Notre Dame lose this game so I can watch Always Irish.
Yes.
Man, that Notre Dame needs this game. They need it.
Yeah, they do need it.
60th in the Power 5 out of 65 in points per drive. Carolina is 64th out of 65 in points per drive.
Because Notre Dame still has to. They still have to play BYU. They still have to play Clemson. They still have to play USC.
Southern Cal. They're gonna. Oh man, can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, but in all seriousness, even if they beat North Carolina, which I'm not so sure they will, but even if they do, they're still staring 8-4, 7-5 in the face. Easy.
Yeah. I'm really I don't know
how many of our backup quarterbacks could start at Notre Dame?
Quite a few.
Carolina is definitely good.
Yeah, Drew Pine is
definitely
Drew
good.
Pine is awful. He's not good.
Historically, Notre Dame has owned the ACC outside of Clemson since they started doing this ACC partnership bullshit that they've been doing.
There have been some Carolina teams that have been better than Notre Dame and lost.
Exactly. That's my So, but that was against Brian Kelly, not Marcus Freeman, and obviously wasn't against Drake May. So I don't know. This game's in Chapel Hill. I'm sure. Is it sold out?
Yes, it is.
It is.
This is going to be the craziest atmosphere we've had in a while.
Miami's 1-1 against them since the whole ACC thing.
Clemson is what, 3-1 against them?
I don't know what the thing is.
Notre started. We're 0 against them.
No,
so.
Yeah, 3-1.
Notre Dame doesn't want to play Miami for whatever
We beat
reason.
them in 2015, 2018, and then we split in 2020. So yeah, 3-1.
All right. I don't even know who to pick in this game.
I think this game will be first to 30 wins because I do not think
30 wins.
Offense is very good.
Okay. 30 points.
Neither is your defense, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like Notre Dame's offense is horrible, but so is Notre Dame's UNC's defense. So it's like who who sucks? Who's like it's the least amount of suck wins the game. That's
The one that sucks the least wins.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yay.
Notre Dame's if what they did to Ohio State's offense isn't a fluke, I mean, their defense may put up enough points to win this game.
North Carolina's got is a legit offense, man.
Yeah, Phil Longo has been putting a good offense on the field every year.
I'm not saying that they're not legit, but what I'm saying is
That's a plug and play offense for the most part.
look at what Notre Dame's defense was able to do to Ohio State's offense.
Yeah,
I mean, I think if you played that Ohio State game 20 times, that might be.
It is a good point.
They ever do that to Ohio State.
I feel like we're using the transient property now, and that was week one. I don't know. I think things are a little bit different.
I mean, because they had a lot more time to prepare in the offseason for Ohio State. So
I get that, but I mean, regardless of that's really not even transient property. Ohio State is probably the best offense in the country.
Right now, but was Ohio State the best offense in the country week one when they played Notre Dame? We don't know that.
They were definitely the most talented offense.
I'm talking about that's not a mask.
The thing though, Notre Dame, you might be able to play that game 20 times. Like I said, Notre Dame probably doesn't repeat that any of the other times.
Well, you have no way of knowing.
Well, yeah, that's just complete speculation right there. But
you also have no way of knowing.
I mean, because they very well could repeat it 20 times.
So it's judging from the chat and everything we're saying in here, everybody's confused about it. No, you know what it is? Both of these teams are confusing, and so they're playing against each other, which makes it even more confusing.
And it's weakness on weakness. Weakness.
Yeah, weakness on strength.
Strength and weakness.
Yeah, on both sides. Yeah. So that's.
And in 2022 football, offense beats defense. So I'm go with the offense.
Sometimes.
Not so much in 2021 football, so we'll see how that continues.
Well, there's a huge difference between Georgia defense and Notre Dame defense.
Georgia
offense. And
what's the betting line on this game? Somebody might have already said it.
I think
Carolina's -2
by 2.
2. Oh my god.
So Notre Dame would probably be a 1-point favorite on a neutral field. That's basically what they're saying.
It's about a pick 'em.
Yeah.
It was a pick 'em yesterday.
Right, well, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and take the Heels just because they're at home, and that's the only reason.
I am, God, Luke. You feel free to ridicule me if I'm wrong. I'm going to take Notre Dame, but I don't feel good.
Okay.
This is an easy choice for me. I'm thinking North Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm going to take North Carolina just because I want Luke's pride and tact whenever Miami fucking smashes.
You know Notre Dame scored less on Marshall than Bowling Green.
That is true. They probably damn near lost to Cal. That Hail Mary, those wide receivers didn't bumble the pass 100 times.
Don't lose at home to a team that lost at home to Marshall. Just don't do that.
You don't.
That's a Carolina football win.
This would be a horrendous look for the ACC.
Yes, it would. That's another reason I'm picking it to North Carolina.
Mac Brown, whatever you got to do, take some I don't even know.
All right, so it's time to move on to the next game because we're running out of time. Kansas and Duke. I think this is interesting. This is the toilet bowl, but guess what? Both these teams aren't terrible.
Well, we don't know if Duke's not terrible yet.
I mean, isn't Kansas averaging like 40-something points a game?
Well,
Yeah,
I think
Kansas-
we know that Duke's not terrible. We just don't know if they're bad.
Well, they're not terrible if they're 3-0.
Right.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
you can
look at
say
who they played.
you. I don't care. Hey, stop. Who's North Carolina played? A bunch of group of 5 teams,
Played a
and,
lot
and you
of
almost
teams.
and you almost lost all of them.
Duke almost lost to Northwestern.
All right. Well, look. My point is,
almost they were up by. I don't think that game
It was a
up
3-point
close.
game at the end.
all right. Let me rephrase what I said. Both of these teams have outperformed and looked better than anybody thought they would before the season started.
Both teams are
right.
good for who they are.
Kansas is winning a national championship. Y'all need to calm down.
All right, but okay. So Kansas actually has a good offense.
Yeah, Jalen
Are they
Daniels
playing this
is like
basketball game this year? That'd be
Jalen
fun.
Daniels right now, I think, has the best QBR of all time right now. Like literally, like if he kept it up like for an entire season, he would have the record for best QBR. That's the quarterback for Kansas. That's pretty insane.
Little 12. They'll lose. Duke. Give me Duke.
So I picked Duke on the Lunch Money Show last night, and Lou said, "Well, why?" And I said, "I have no idea. I'm just picking Duke. Don't ask me any more questions about it." So I don't know why. This game's in Kansas, right?
Yeah. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah, they're on
take
the left
Kansas.
side. I forgot.
Kansas is an 8-point favorite, I think.
Yeah, I'll take Kansas.
I think that's the reason I took
schools,
Duke because I said that I think Kansas will win like by 6 or something like that, but not 8. I mean, I'm giving Duke their credit here. I mean, let's not pretend Kansas is all of a sudden fucking Ohio State, okay? Let's not do that.
They are.
Well, I mean, unlike
That
Duke,
offense is elite.
unlike Duke though, Kansas actually has been ranked number 1 in the country in football.
That has nothing to do with this season, Slim. Nothing.
Well, that's my logic for taking Kansas.
Kansas won an Orange Bowl, damn it. We finished number what?
Yeah,
4?
Kansas won the national championship this past season. I don't think Jeremy Roach will be enough to go off on him. Give me Kansas 3-point buzzer beater.
That's a basketball joke for get you uninitiated people.
Okay. So we're about as confused as a 2-year-old in a teddy bar on that one as well. Let's move on to Virginia Tech and West Virginia. This one's actually pretty interesting. I'm taking not Virginia Tech. I'm taking West Virginia to win this in Blacksburg.
Boy, if Virginia Tech wins this game, that doesn't look good for Pitt.
Yeah, Neil Brown's gone. Neil Brown's gone if he loses this game.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think West Virginia's going to handle business here.
I did too.
Yeah.
Give me the Turkeys.
Wait, hold on. Is Malachi Thomas back for Virginia Tech?
Don't know.
What time is this game?
That might
Lane Stadium at night on Friday.
Uh-oh, prime time. Enter the Sandman, bitch. Come on now.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Thursday night in. Oh no!
Lane
Give me the
Stadium.
Hokies.
Yeah,
give me the Hokies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. All right. Look, I want Virginia Tech win because I'm not a fan of either team, and I want to see the ACC come out on top, and I'd like to laugh at Gold and Blue, dude. So,
Come on, Tech.
who is...
Yeah, that happened to be the funniest thing I saw about that game too. According to Golden Blue Dude, Miami's biggest problem in that A&M game was the defense.
we have Hokie Tech. I don't know if he answered my question, but is Malachi Thomas back this week?
Yeah, is he?
He said no in the chat.
He said no.
I couldn't tell if that was what that was too.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
I'll take West Virginia, but
Okay. Who's Pittsburgh playing? Who is that? Rhode Island?
Rhode Island.
Is that no? It's in Pittsburgh. Forgot. I keep. Look, I'm a creature of habit. I keep
Left
thinking.
side, bro.
I keep thinking the team on the right's the home team. I got to train myself here. I was about to say, why would they go to Rhode Island? That's a bad idea, but they're not. So,
Yeah, you're having to compensate for other people's ignorance.
No.
Try to understand.
all right. So Pittsburgh's winning that, right, everybody? All right, we'll move on from that. Miami and what's that?
Miami,
Middle
Rhode
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
What are they? The Blue Raiders?
At Middle Tennessee.
Miami's going to beat them by as many as Miami decides to beat them by.
Like they were Southern Miss.
You sure you're not going to have that big-time Texas A&M hangover and lay an egg?
Yeah. That'd be funny if that happened, though.
Yeah. No, it's not going to happen.
No,
because I think there'd be a higher likelihood of that if they had got blown out, but they didn't.
The meltdown of the Miami fans if they lose to Middle Tennessee State would be so fun to watch.
Hey, I said. Speaking of which, I still won. I still want to bet on that A&M game because I got Miami at my +8.
So you pushed.
That would be a push, wouldn't it?
Well, anything
or +8.5.
+8.
So
you
push.
got your money back.
You don't win a push.
I didn't lose.
Yeah, well, I guess if you don't lose, that's a win, technically. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, sure.
If you didn't lose your money, that's a good thing. Right.
I won. I bet Texas A&M and won. So hell yeah.
I thought you were talking about Georgia Tech from last week because you say, who can give you that?
Dog, you shouldn't be betting. You bet with your heart, not your mind.
Well, I won, so.
I know, but you won that one. But most of the time, you bet with
Georgia Tech.
If you always bet with your heart, then you're going to lose more than you win.
I know.
Just look. I know you're not a big gambler.
I already know. I did that. I've done that.
I know. So that's.
I continue to do it.
That's a consensus. Last game, real quick. This is a no-brainer. I mean, everyone thinks that NC State, or at least NC State fans, think they're some sort of playoff team.
Playoff team, man. Playoff team, man.
But I beg to differ. But they'll take care of UConn, unfortunately, and they'll be 4-0.
Team in that.
Let's see how.
I mean, they rode the struggle bus against ECU. Who's to say they ain't gonna struggle against UConn?
Let's see how Devin Leary underperforms this week.
ECU is a legit football team. UConn isn't. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, UConn doesn't have Shabazz Napier or Kemba Walker.
Yeah,
so
man, those are some
NC State will
good
beat
teams.
them.
I miss that era of college basketball. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was fun. Till Kendall Marshall got hurt.
Yeah, I remember that.
Florida State about to be 4-0, baby. Let's go.
You're about to have a bunch of. I mean,
They might be 4-0.
We're gonna be ranked. We should be ranked.
Boy, it'll be funny if
How
Boston
did that
College
North
wins.
Carolina team not win a title? Seriously. Well, besides, I mean, you had Harrison Barnes and Tyler Zeller and
John Henson.
What's his face?
You talking about Dexter Strickland, Kendall Marshall,
Yeah, I remember. Well, damn, Dexter Strickland.
DJ Harrison, Reggie Bullock.
Basketball.
Yeah, Reggie Bullock.
All right, y'all are officially boring everybody to sleep.
well, I got to go anyway. It's 9:10. I'm going to get yelled at.
Until January, we'll talk about basketball.
So I do have to get off of here. Thanks, gentlemen.
tired.
All of you, Slim Shady, True Seminole, Luke Walker, Jordan Bowman, as usual. It was fun. It was amazing and fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
All right, thank you, Pete.
All right, man. All right, Sea-Dog, we did it again, my friend.
Yeah, we did. We did it.
Anything you want to promote coming up? Now's your time.
I don't know, man. I guess be on the lookout for amazing Sea-Dog content. I don't know.
Yeah, be on the lookout for amazing Sea-Dog content. He's not hard to find. All you got to do is go into YouTube search bar and type in Sea-Dog with 2 G's, and he'll pop right up. Just look for the Georgia Tech man who's yelling and screaming in all of his videos. That's him.
I don't yell and scream.
Well, it looks just like that guy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's been great. Thanks for all the people that showed up and showed out. All the new people, make sure you hit the subscribe button and you go check out my boy Sea-Dog. Thanks for all the people that sent in super chats and PayPals. Thank you for supporting the show. Me and Sea-Dog both really, really appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for the midday show. See you guys later.